All right, Nick, let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. This franchise has just made a huge move going forward, and it's not just the signing of a big-time player. This is something that has deeper meaning and implication going forward for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, Miles, I think this is a great report. I think it shows the direction Cincinnati is going, both in the short and the long term. I think Bengals fans will be really excited by this development. But before we get into that news, look, training camp is here. We're seeing what the Bengals are going to look like. Regular season's not too far away now. That's why Cincinnati fans in the comment section below, give us your prediction for the Bengals regular season 2023 record. Now's the time to put your name on it, to bring the receipts. So give us your prediction for the Bengals record in the comment section below. All right, Miles, what you got? What's this latest news out of Cincinnati?
Yes, Nick, just last night, the Bengals agreed to a contract extension of Logan Wilson. I think this was a huge move for the Bengals because this guy was phenomenal last year, one of the better linebackers in the NFL. But let's get into the specifics right now. This is from over on NFL.com. It says Logan Wilson picked a good time to have a career year. The linebacker and the Cincinnati Bengals have agreed to terms on a 4-year extension worth up to $37.25 million. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported. The deal includes an average of $11.2 million in each of the first 2 years, Rappaport added. Wilson's signing comes 1 week before the Bengals begin their preseason schedule with a home game against the Packers, and a little more than a month until Cincinnati embarks on a path they will hope will end in Las Vegas, home of the next Super Bowl. It also preceded an expected extension for quarterbacks Joe Burrow as well as a deal for receiver T. Higgins, two of the hottest topics regarding Cincinnati's planning for the future. So, Nick, obviously, this sounds like a really good contract for the Bengals and Logan Wilson. I'm going to let you break that down for us, but I think it also shows the implications of potentially what they're thinking for Joe Burrow and T. Higgins going forward and that elusive Super Bowl run they're trying to finish. What do you think this means for the Bengals, and how is this going to affect them going forward?
So this is outstanding roster construction and salary cap design by the Cincinnati Bengals. They've done a lot of it this offseason. One of the things I always believe when it comes to re-signing and signing players, you want to get quality players at a fair price. You never want to overpay. Well, if you look at the base structure of this deal, 4 years, about $37 million, that's about $9.25 million per year on an average basis. Overthecount.com has Logan Wilson valued literally right at $9.5 million. So from strictly getting a good bang for your buck, the Bengals did exactly this. This is a good deal for the team. It's a good deal for Wilson. Everybody's happy. Here's the other part that's really awesome. This guy is a young player in his prime. He's an up-and-coming star, and he took a very team-friendly deal. He had, according to Over the Cap, that's the 11th highest contract among the linebacker position in the NFL right now. If he would have waited next year to go into free agency, he would have been in top 5, top 6 kind of money. Instead, Wilson took the deal now because he recognizes the Bengals are a Super Bowl team. That's a great job by Cincinnati locking it up. But let's give some credit to Logan Wilson for taking a little bit of a potential discount to make sure he wants to stay with a championship contender. Now, here's where the part where it really matters. And this is what it means for obviously Joe Burrow. I think the part of the report that's really important to highlight is that the first 2 years of the extension, he's averaging 11 million bucks. That means the back half, he's averaging about 7.5. If you time it out when Joe Burrow is going to get his deal, which Joe Burrow is going to get an extension, because Justin Herbert, when he signed his mega deal with the Los Angeles Chargers a few weeks ago, it was an extension. It didn't tear up the rookie deal. It was an extension off of it, which means Joe Burrow will have the next 2 seasons, his original 4th year and 5th year option on his rookie structure. And then after that, he'll get his mega deal. The first 2 years or so of that mega deal, we saw it with Herbert, we saw it with Mahomes, we've seen it with every quarterback, are usually very team friendly. It's the back end where it gets more expensive. That means that the Cincinnati Bengals have a good 4-year window here to structure before Burrow gets expensive. They understand that they want to front load all of their contracts with all of their key veterans like Wilson. They did the same thing with Orlando Brown. They front loaded a lot of Orlando Brown's deal when they brought him into the fold. They're doing the same thing here with Logan Wilson. They're making sure that they're giving the money to the veterans to keep him happy and keeping a lot of salary cap space available for Joe Burrow on the back half of his mega extension. This is how you construct your roster. This is a great job and a smart move by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, Nick, and this is just a strong move for the defense as well. Let's get into a little of the particulars of why Logan Wilson got the deal that he did. Obviously, last year he had his career best year, 123 tackles, a tackling machine, 2.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and 4 passes defended. He had his best PFF grade of his career, 72.7, with a 90 tackling grade. This guy was a sure tackler, tackling machine, racked him up. But also, Nick, This comes on the back of the Pratt extension as well, showing that Cincinnati is dedicated to keeping this linebacking core together for the foreseeable future. I think this is going to be a big thing for the Bengals going forward. Just have, a little bit of confidence back in that defense. To have those two guys back there who really kind of run things, are all over the field, making all kinds of plays. So Pratt extended a little while ago. Wilson now extended, showing that Bengals want to keep this unit together, especially in the early part of Burrow's contract, like you said, where that Super Bowl run is going to be most prevalent, have the most team-friendly money at that time.
Yeah, Misa, just to highlight on that, they also extended Hendrickson as well. So if you look at the defense, you look at Hendrickson right now is extended through 2025. Again, that would be through the early parts of Joe Burrow's hypothetical extension. Jermaine Pratt, same thing. The big money from Logan Wilson would end after the 2025 season. So you can see the strategy here, right? The idea, and it's really smart, it's how you win in the NFL, is to invest big when the young quarterback is cheaper. That's what the Bengals are doing, and it's really smart.